Hope we're all well. Let me just let Bianca know. And hopefully we should be good to go. Nope, that's on me. Every time. There we go. Hello.
There we go.
We nailed it. Hello team, how are we all doing? Sally, thank you for resubbing. Hello everyone, welcome in. I am Matt from the Games for Waves team, and I'm joined by a special guest today. We have Bianca, our bycatch coordinator at WDC. Do let me know how volume it is, whether anyone needs turning up or down. There are many gears turning, and I would like them to turn smoothly. But welcome in. Bianca, if you'd like to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about what you do at WDC.
Of course. So I work as the bycatch coordinator, and that is essentially dealing with the accidental entanglement of whales and dolphins in fishing gear. And it's the largest human threat to whales and dolphins. And it's estimated that around 600,000 marine mammals, so including your seals and everything like that, get caught in fishing gear every single year, which is a huge, huge number of animals that are suffering and dying in these nets. So my job is to try and stop that from happening, working with government and...
Sorry, we lost you for a second there. We got you back. I have lost my mouse. Sorry to interrupt. I've lost my mouse, so I don't know what I'm clicking, so I'm not going to touch anything now. Sorry, Bianca, carry on.
Fair stuff. So I work a lot with government, with fishers, with other NGOs, and we try and develop projects, better policies, and in the water solutions so that we can stop all these animals from dying. Yeah,
it's super, super important, and I've learned a lot about it over the last few months. Obviously, we're going to talk a bit more about the Sri Lanka project that was funded last year, because I did a lot of video editing on that on the update that they sent us, which is wonderful. So we will talk a bit about that once we get into the game and start chatting and wandering through this lovely mansion full of puzzles. So we're going to be playing some blueprints today. But yeah, welcome in everybody. I see we've got a lot of folks in chat already. My mouse has returned. That's good. That's a win. I can actually click and scroll through chat now. Welcome in Siren, Gabby, of course. Hello, Dr. C, Nemet, Swardy, good old Sally. Thank you very much for the resub, Sally. Welcome in everybody. Yes, we do have many questions to ask, and chat if you've got any questions to ask Bianca as we go through the stream. That is wonderful as well if you want to know anything about what Bianca does at WDC. Very excited to have a guest today.
I'm very excited to be here. I mean, who can say no to, a few hours of streaming within their work day? It's brilliant.
Exactly. It is brilliant. This is a little bit strange because we have to do this because we all work from home now, basically. We have to do this in a really strange way where I'm capturing our Discord call. So if there's any technical issues that erupt from that, do let me know. We want to make sure that we can see and hear everyone clearly. So let us know about volumes, etc. But I think we're looking all right, actually. She's back. We got this. I know. The problem is like if I minimize Discord at all, it just shuts off the cameras, so I need to make sure I don't do that. And for my own stupidity, I decided to add in an extra layer of complications for this by playing a game on the PS5 instead of PC, which means I have loads of other stuff plugged in to get that working. I don't know why I've done it like that. I don't know, but it looks like we're doing all right. We're good.
That's good. We'll get through it. I believe in your skills.
We can do it. We'll make it. But yes, welcome in everybody. All doing well for now. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you. The life of a streamer. I know. It was easier last week for Sally because her and Emma were in the office, just sat next to each other, nice and simple, whereas we're at home. But we made it. We're there. Have you seen or played Blueprints, Bianca?
Haven't. I looked it up before this and it sounds great. I mean, I love a puzzle game, even though I might not be very good at them sometimes. So very excited to play.
That is exactly the way I work with puzzle games, but it's very fun so far. We're currently on day 5. I have streamed this a couple of times in the last few weeks on this channel, so we are continuing from where I left off, but I will give you a brief intro into what we're doing. I know Gabby's been loving watching it. Yeah. We'll give you a recap, and we'll figure things out. Hello, Matt. Welcome in. Took me a couple of days to realise blueprints is a blueprints pun. Very smart. Very smart.
Love that. I love a good wordplay. It always makes things better.
It took me a while as well until I actually played it. I was like, I wonder why it's called Blueprints, and I thought, oh, maybe it's because you play as like this boy who's like going for this big, wealthy inheritance, and maybe he's a prince. I don't know. And then I started playing it and realized that the whole game is about blueprints, and I'm like, oh, right, okay, yeah, we got there.
Clicks. It clicks finally.
It's in there. It's clicking.
Big brain moves happening here on stream.
Exactly. But the general gist of it is we are in line to inherit our great uncle's mansion and all of the money within it. However, to do that, we have to reach the secret room, which is room number 46 in his house. And it's hidden behind all sorts of levers and puzzles and, well, blueprints. And essentially every morning we go in there and we have to decide which room to go into and which direction to go in to try and get to that particular room. So yeah, it's very simple. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. Matt, thank you very much for the sub, you legend. Good to see you, Matt. I hope you're well this morning because you're in Texas. Still morning for you. And thank you very much for your support. And yeah, we will get into our questions when we get started, which is lovely. So we'll head over there now, and hopefully this is all working. Oh, it looks like it's working. Looks good to me. Lovely. Much. And can we still hear Bianca?
And you?
Yes,
Am I still
we can.
there?
We're
present?
still good. We're okay. Lovely. Right, let's get into it. We can still hear. Good. Coffee insertion commencing. That's a way to put it, Matt. We can hear and see. Good. So, our first question, or my first question, because I've only been at WDC for a couple of months, but I would love to know about what is your sort of typical day at work?
Oh, fun question. I mean, the best days are when I have a stream booked in, of course. But a typical day is, classic, lots of emails coming in about new research that's being done, potential collaboration with other organizations, which is really fun as well. I have quite a few projects that I manage that focus on bycatch, one of them being the Sri Lanka work that we can get into more detail in later.
Yeah.
I must say as well, these graphics are gorgeous.
Oh,
I
it's
really
lovely,
love
isn't
the
it?
art design for this.
It's very
already getting
pretty.
distracted from the questions, but it's beautiful.
Yeah. Gabby has said that she can send us the questions because every time I open the questions, we lose your webcam. So I will refrain from that. We'll let Gabby handle the questions. Thank you.
So I do a lot of government engagement as well. So sometimes I'm in London chatting at Westminster with some of the MPs, trying to get their support to raise bycatch issues higher up, making sure that we're actually implementing good solutions and that it's not all just chat happening, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of engagement with fishers as well to see how they feel about different bycatch issues and what their solutions can be. And then I chair a group of NGOs as well. So other non-governmental organizations that have an environmental focus on bycatch or the marine world in general to see where we can collaborate and get things done. So lots of nice chats happening. I write reports as well. Lots of government stuff to respond to. Very dynamic days, which I really enjoy because it keeps it fresh.
Very busy then. Very busy. So we're lucky to have you. We're lucky to have you for a couple of hours here.
It was a nice distraction because I was writing a report and I did not want to do my data analysis anymore. So this is very much welcome.
That is very fair. But yeah, it sounds like you've got a lot on your plate, but a lot of like really interesting and like varied stuff as well. Like you said, you're traveling a bit as well. So that's awesome. We have reached our first door, by the way. This is basically every time you get to a door, it gives you 3 options of where to go next. So we have to make sure that we don't open up dead ends. It's a little bit hard to see because we're on the left, but on the left we have a map that shows the rooms that we've opened so far.
Okay.
So we have to sort of try and make sure that we're not blocking ourselves off. So you see if we've got a closet, it's a dead end, but it will give us items. Or we can have a spare room that will lead us straight through the other side. Or we have a nook if we want to create a little corner to move in a different direction and get a key. So I think I'm gonna start with that.
What happens if we make a dead end?
So if we make a dead end, it means we can no longer go in that direction, and we would have to turn around and go back, say, through that other door. But the objects.
Oh, so we're building the map.
We're building it, yeah. So it's a little bit hard to see because of the webcams. But on the left, we've got a grid that shows the rooms that we've already opened, and then the empty spaces. So essentially, you need to open all of these rooms, or as many as you can, to try and get to that top antechamber. And Gabby makes a very good point. I'm gonna shrink us down a little bit, just so we can see everything a bit better. Does OBS want to do that all in one go, or does it want to do it one at a time? Okay, that's how we're gonna do it. Come on, OBS, work with me here. Tell you what, we'll move us up, and then we'll just shrink down a little bit. Oh, perfect. Streaming is an exact science. Yes, that gives you a little bit more of the map, so that we can get a better understanding of what we're doing. We'll get there. This is why we did the setup call, except clearly it wasn't enough.
Well, you never know until that blueprint comes up, you know?
You never know. That's what we needed. We needed a blueprint. We can get rid of the background, yeah. Just bin that off. There we go. That's a bit better. So we'll hide the background, and we'll just leave us as that, and we can see a lot more of the map, so we can get an idea of what we're doing. Right, as we go, we have got these footprints in the top corner. So that's how many rooms we can move through. So essentially, once we run out of those, we have to end the day and then come back tomorrow. Except if we come back tomorrow, it resets all of the rooms. So we keep some things. We keep like important items and upgrades and stuff. But this whole map will reset itself, and all the rooms will randomize, because that's not a terrifying thing to have your house do every night.
Exactly.
Great.
Just general house things, you know.
Yeah, it's fine. Welcome in, Kazkar. Thank you very much. Reporting this, you can find it. It said you engage a lot with fishers. How do they typically respond to WDC reaching out and offering to work with them?
So, when we approach fishers, what we like to do is come at it from a perspective of let's work together to make these solutions. Sometimes other engagement can be quite an attack on fishers, because you see them as the ones that are causing these problems. So in the past, they have been quite demonized, I would say, within the environmental world, and it's quite like an us versus them sort of thing, which is a narrative we really don't want to have, because we need them, we need to work with them. Fish provides a really important source of protein for people. Around 1/3 of the world relies on fish as a primary protein source, so we need them around, and they know their craft better than anybody else, so we like to work with them. They don't like bycatch. When they get animals stuck in their gear, it causes damages to their gear. They then have to pay to replace it. So we really approach things from a collaborative point to say, let's work together to make these solutions so that you like the solutions, and we can also provide all these great environmental benefits.
Yeah, so I think that was a big part of the Sri Lanka update as well, where they're working to improve their gear and make it safer for other marine animals that they obviously don't want to be caught in their nets. So it's really nice that we support fishing, but we support it in a sustainable and safe way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hello, Steve. Welcome in. Oh, dear. Lurking in a field. Thank you very much, Steve. I hope you're well. Good to see you. We've reached our first little puzzle. So we have 3 boxes. There will always be a 1 box which displays true statements. There'll be 1 that displays false statements. And only 1 box has a prize. What I'm most happy about here is that we picked up a magnifying glass, because it's... I've been very excited about the magnifying glass every time we play this, because it lets us just pick up everything and stare at it really closely, just in case. And I'm a huge fan of that. There's sometimes little things just hidden away in there. But we have 3 boxes. This box is the middle box, so we already know which one is lying. That's good. The gems are in the middle box. This box is the middle box. Well, they started us off easy. That's nice.
Okay, yeah.
They've started us off
One
really
of them
easy.
is always telling the truth, right?
Yeah, and one of them is lying.
It can't be the blue or the... Oh.
But I suppose there's two... Well, I guess it's like at least one is always lying. Because these two are definitely lying. So we'll do a little bop in there. And get some jewels. Oh, beautiful.
Oh.
Lovely. So we can use those for unlocking, I guess, more rare rooms. I've already gone in a sort of weird direction here because I've just gone in a circle already. So I guess we need to make sure that we go straight through the corridor, because otherwise we're going to have a dead end already. So we'll go that way. It's not very useful when you're trying to go straight in one direction and you end up just going in a circle instead. So not a fantastic start, but we'll get there. We noticed last time I was playing this that I haven't figured it out yet, and this is one of those games that you really need like a notepad for. But we kept finding these paintings that are one letter away from each other. So we've got a bride and then a bridge. And I'm so certain that there's something hidden in there, but I just don't know what. But we've had quite a lot, like there was a picture of a crow, and then there was a picture of someone rowing, and we were like, there's got to be some meaning behind this, but what is it? You know?
Yeah. Is it gonna culminate at the end and we should have been writing this down the whole time?
Maybe.
We'll find out.
It looks like the ramblings of a madman, but I have my notes from last week, and it is just loads of words. It's just like crow, row, bride, bridge, car, cart, and then it just says car keys, and then a load of numbers and other things. So if anyone found them, we'd look like lunatics.
That's okay sometimes, you know?
It's fine. But once you try and decipher that, I feel like we can get somewhere quite interesting. I'm going to open a bedroom, because when you go in a bedroom, you gain a little bit of energy, so we can go 2 steps further now.
Wow.
So yeah, each room sort of has its own little bonus as well, which is quite nice. Also, we still haven't figured out what this photo is about, but we keep seeing this little moon symbol in a lot of places, so maybe that's important.
Very interesting.
We touched on the Sri Lanka project, which we continued to fund through last year's World Ocean Day Festival. Can Bianca explain what the project is and how the progress has been over the past year since 2024?
Yeah. Of course. So the Sri Lanka project is a really exciting one because we want to expand our reach more globally. But the way to do that is to support on-the-ground initiatives that are already happening, rather than us kind of like going into these different countries and saying, hey, we know what you should do. We would rather support the people who are on the ground there already and have been engaged in this work. So we're working with an NGO that's based in Sri Lanka called Blue Resource Trust, and Oregon State University, based in the US, is also helping on this project. And they're trialing some bycatch mitigations in the Sri Lanka tuna gillnet fishery. They have quite a lot of dolphin bycatch, so the solutions that they're implementing with fishers are really great because there's been some research done to show that they work, and they're expanding on that research. So what they're doing is, gill nets are these like big walls of netting that sit in the water column, and they're called gill nets because fish swim into them and their gills get hooked on the net, or their fins or other parts of their body will get stuck on these nets. And same thing happens for dolphins, except not the gill side, but they will get entangled in these nets. So what they're doing is just setting the net slightly lower in the water, and that gives dolphins the opportunity to escape. So if they come up against a net, it just gives them that space over the top that they can kind of swim over it instead, which is quite nice because we're not impacting their fishing abilities, but we're just doing this simple modification. And we're also testing LED lights on the nets because if the dolphins can see the net better, the theory is that they won't swim into it and won't get entangled in said net. So they've been doing those trials, they've been training those fishers up, implementing all these gear changes, and we are awaiting our update to see what the bycatch reduction looks like. So watch this space because we will be sharing those updates once we have some stats on how those mitigations are working.
Yeah, so we did a video on the Sri Lankan update where we showed some of the nets, and Bianca, you'll remember this because I sent you loads of messages and photos, and I was like, is this a gill net? Is this a gill net? Which is my usual correspondence with Bianca, which is just asking, is this a thing?
Is this real? Yeah.
Is this
my
the
answer
right thing?
majority of the time is yes, you are correct. So
yeah.
You have good instincts.
That's okay then. But yeah, I find that really interesting in that, it seems like such a simple solution, just lowering the nets, but it does make quite a lot of difference. And also the lights and everything are quite cheap. They're easy to find, which means that they're quite a good, what's the word I'm looking for? Quite a good solution to that sort of problem. And there's so many species of turtles and sharks and dolphins and so many creatures like that in Sri Lanka, which are, running into danger because of these nets. So all of these solutions, while they are quite cheap and simple and seem like they should be easy, it's quite difficult to spread them out over such an area, but we are making a lot of progress on that front. And I hope we're enjoying this little bird while I'm rambling.
It's gorgeous. Gorgeous little bird.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's a beautiful little thing. It is an awesome project, and yes, thank you to everyone who helped out with World Ocean Day. I'm so sad that I missed it last year. I was having a lot of tech issues last year around this time, so unfortunately I missed the World Ocean Day Festival last year. But this year, I'm smack bang in the middle of it, so I'm very excited.
Perfect. I'm excited for it too.
Yeah.
It's great to watch you guys stream.
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's going to be so fun going around and seeing what everyone's got planned and what everyone's doing for it. The difference in the artwork does signify something. It does, I'm sure of it. I was just looking at this actually while we were talking. So we've got, I assume, sage and then a stage. But what does it mean?
Oh, no T. With a T, without a T, like stage, sage.
So this is where like the madman notes come in, and we're just writing sage. What does it mean?
Put it down.
I'm gonna keep that in mind. The terminal password. This is why I love the magnifying glass, because that's what allowed us to find the password to the computers, which is Swan Song. So we've got that now. But these paintings, I'll figure it out. Also, in all this commotion, I've made a dead end, so I need to go back to the hallway, which is a waste of our steps, but that's okay. So what do we have here? Got a match and a tree. I'm not sure how those ones work.
And I'm like trying to think of a tree that has match in it, but
yeah. Maybe it's like fire and a fir. Maybe is that a fir tree?
Potentially flame and I don't know.
Yeah, but there's something. But what does it mean? I'm waiting to get to the end of this game, and it's just gonna say, "Did you remember all the letters that you've missed out?" Well, so far today we've had a T and an I. So there you go. Matches are made of wood. Trees are wood. It all makes sense. Exactly.
It does. It really does. That's cleared it up.
So we're where did I get an I from? Sorry, you're right. Fire and fur. I don't know why I got an I out of that. So we've got a T and an E today. But I'm wondering if, like, the missing letters spell something, or they're just random.
Yeah, what's the order for the word?
Yeah, but because it's all randomized, like, I don't really know how to figure that one out. There you go. We'll get there. It's gonna click one day. Also, I
can't wait.
These spare rooms are so boring because there's just nothing.
Very interesting way to start painting your wall as well. Just, slap the paint on,
Walk
no
away.
cutting around the edges, just yeah.
You
Put it up.
just trust the
Time.
process. You climb the ladder, you start in the top right corner, and you just do a few lines and then walk away for a while. It's stunning. The future of interior decorating.
Yeah, that's what everyone's gonna look like soon. Everyone's house.
Yeah, it's going to be stunning. Clean edges. I mean, it's pretty clean edges. So because we've got a gem, we can do a drawing room, which is
Ooh,
3 entrances, which is nice.
cool.
It is pretty neat, to be fair. I'll give them that. It's a bit drippy, but
Great lines. Yeah.
they're very good with the straight lines. So
Oh wow.
I was actually watching a video on this game the other day, and I found something, and I'm trying to remember how you do it. It's got something to do with these little candle holders, but I think there's one that you can sort of tweak, and it will open a panel of some sort. Also, there's so many of these now.
Agent Stag. E.
There's another E. Write it down. I bet there's people who've played this game and they've just got pages and pages of notes that all look like insane mutterings to anyone who looks at them. But to
We need
us,
to get
we're like,
the
no, it makes
whiteboard
sense.
going. With all the strings attached, and we'll be standing there freaking out.
It's perfect. It makes sense, I swear. I also tried to figure out if there was anything to do with the clocks, but then realised that they're all moving, so that can't. Oh, there we go. Hang on a minute. We can interact with one of them. Oh! Secret safe. Gabby's speaking on painting as a homeowner, yes. Gabby's been doing some lovely painting in her house. It's looking wonderful.
Stunning.
It's very nice. Does Bianca have a favourite whale or dolphin, and why?
I do. My favorite whale is, I'm trying to like make sure I get it in the camera, is a humpback, which I got tattooed on me. I love them so much. So that's how much of a fan I am of my humpback whales. They're just so beautiful. They're so playful on the surface of the water, which is really nice. So you get to see all their cool tricks and flips that they can do. They do really great feeding as well. They do bubble net feeding. So if you ever see like aerial images, sometimes they'll like go viral online kind of thing, and they make these like bubble curtains that force all the krill to go inside of this bubble net, and then they come up through the middle and do a big scoop with their mouth and eat them all. And they're also really vocal, and they do different songs, and the songs actually get passed across the seas. So a song that originates, say, from like an Australian humpback whale population will get passed along, and it's like the latest pop hit being released in the ocean. And so then you can hear other humpback whale populations putting on their own little version of it when they're trying to attract their mates. So yeah, I just think they're really fascinating and really cool.
They are very cool. I think
my humpback whales.
that music fact comes up so much to us. It's like the thing we love talking about the most. Whenever people ask about whales, we're like, "Did you know that humpbacks make music?" We have to talk about it. Gabby also adores humpbacks. The bards of the sea is a wonderful way of putting it. I love that. This is a dead end, so I'm just gonna, I guess, make a pantry and get some money out of it. I love how many people at WDC have whale tattoos, because it's actually
I think it's like a rite of passage, you know? You can't get hired unless you have a whale tattoo, unless you branded yourself for life as a fan.
I'm gonna have to get there eventually. That's gonna have to be me soon. I'm gonna have to get a whale tattoo.
What's your favorite whale or dolphin, Matt?
I am a big orca fan. I think they are so smart and so graceful. Yes, they are very good hunters, which can be a bit scary to watch sometimes. But it's incredible the way that they work together to catch prey. With the way that they sort of swim around and confuse their prey. They're very dangerous in that way, but I think they're so elegant and clever that you can't not be impressed by an orca, I feel like.
Yeah.
They're very,
Definitely.
very clever.
Yeah. They really are. They're very cool. 10
Oh,
and 10. Another T.
we
You're
found
right,
another
Gabby.
T.
Note it down.
Write it down. Humpback whales are fishers. Next project, mitigate bubble net bycatch. Those humpbacks taking all the fish. It's so
We're gonna have to
smart
turn
though,
on
isn't it?
them now.
Yeah. It's so clever the way that they... I mean, how did they figure out that they could do that? That's the most impressive part of it.
Honestly, so many of these animals, I'm just like, how is this just ingrained in you to do? But it's also
Yeah.
really fun with orcas because you can see them train their young on how to hunt and everything. So you can see that like knowledge being passed down. But for other things like, yeah, bubble nuts, it's like, how did you learn to do that? And if you do look up an image of it, it's very impressive and beautiful. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just crazy. The yeah,
It's
intelligence
incredible.
of these animals.
It's incredible to watch. I absolutely adore it. Teat is the order of these letters so far. That's how we've got. So we found out there's a little note in the hallway. I don't think I picked it up on this playthrough today, but we found out in a previous day that the red messages on red notes are actually false, and the blue ones are correct. However,
Ooh.
there are red ones that are true, but only if they're handwritten. So like a printed one like that is false. But if we were to find a red one that had handwriting on it, then it would be true. Which is
How did you figure all this
confusing.
out?
This was because of the magnifying glass. I can't remember where it was, but
Oh.
there was a little note somewhere that if you pick it up and... Was it here? Oh, here we go. Yeah, blue memos
Oh, okay.
true, but red memos false or lies unless written by hand. And this is why we love the magnifying glass, because we can see all these tiny little letters.
Yeah.
So now we
So
know.
are these the same rooms that so sorry, I'm just trying to understand. So we're
Yep.
on day 5. It resets
Yep.
every night. Rooms, are they the same every time, but the order that you put them in is different?
Yes. So the rooms,
Okay.
the layout of the room themselves is the same every time, but the order, so where they are on this map on the left, is different every time.
Okay.
So some things will be the same. So like the security, like I knew where that note was because that note had been there before. So the layout is still the same of each room, but where they are is different.
Okay. Great to know. Thank you.
And that's the confusing part. Although I do really love how the security camera actually works. Like you can see us moving around on the bottom screen
Cool.
there.
Ooh.
Although it's like so delayed, I don't think this would actually be a really useful security camera. It's got a solid 1 frame per second.
Yeah, great stuff. Honestly, for that many cameras, you'd think they would have upgraded the system a bit, but
Yeah. You would think. We are becoming spies. We are. And because we got the password, the Swan Song password, a few days ago, we can put that in. And then that will, once we listen to the dial-up noise, that will enable us to open some of the security doors. So this is a bit of a weird one where I've immediately opened the wrong menu, I think. I have, yeah. So we can, there's doors like this one that need key cards, but if we fiddle around a bit with the computer, we can basically make it so that if the power goes out, we don't need a key card, but that means that we also need to find the power room to turn off the power, so then we don't need the key cards. It's a whole thing. It's a whole
love
thing.
the layers to this. Yeah, this is a good puzzle game.
It's very good. And once you, it's one of those games where you think, it's a bit weird, I don't really understand it. But once you get into it, you're like, no, actually, this is very interesting. So this is the offline mode. So if we set that to unlocked, it means if we can find the power room to turn off the power, all of those doors will automatically open. So what we want to do is try and go through a door to unlock a power room, and then hopefully we can flick the fuses and make it through. Or it could just give us the chapel, which takes one of our coins every time we go through it. Because that's our only option. Oh, actually, I suppose we could go
Furnace.
back to the...
Furnace sounds very ominous. What?
It does.
I am not advising us to go in there, but I'm.
But...
What is the red rooms? Red rooms are dead ends?
Red rooms are the ones just with a red outline, but they're more... I think they're more rare. And some of them are really good. So actually, that might be an idea, because we could go back to the drawing room where we have another door to open. So let's do that. I've not actually seen the furnace before.
Looks quite ominous.
It does. It's very creepy. I'm not sure if I want this house, actually.
Fire is just enticing, you know? Gotta see it. Gotta look at it.
We gotta look at it. It's beautiful.
Wow.
So now we need to go back to a previous room. Also, the dining room is really nice. Once you reach rank 8, which is 8 squares up in the map, so that would be 1 higher. If we come back to the dining room, it will give us a meal, which gives us all of our energy back. So if we can manage to go...
cooking these meals?
That's a very good question, because all of the staff were told to leave. And now that's a little bit creepy. And what if there's ghosts? Are my meals being made by ghosts? Oh, no. I never thought about that, actually, because there's a note you find that says all staff have been instructed to leave. So who's cooking?
Someone's knocking about. Someone's in that kitchen.
Maybe they're behind this door, which is unfortunately locked, which means I think we're at a dead end.
Oh.
But we can go back to... Well, it's a dead end isn't so bad, because while it means that we won't reach the end, it does mean that we can explore a bit and try and learn a bit more about the other rooms. So we could go back to the entrance hall and take the door on the right, and then we can at least open up a few more rooms to try and learn something.
Yeah. Oh, so our furnace made us...
But it was lovely to look at, though.
The fire was great.
It did look great.
No regrets, I guess.
No. I mean, maybe if we open up another couple of doors, we could get a red room, and because those are quite hard to find, the red rooms usually. So we might be able to learn something from that at least. What is this? Oh, it's someone's purse. Every time you collect 3 coins, earn an additional 1 in interest. Oh, sweet.
Stuff.
So nobody lives here, but we are just stealing what's left, apparently. Although I suppose, you know, we're going to inherit this house anyway, so it's ours, technically.
Once we figure out what all those random scribblings mean, yes, we will own this house.
Yeah, it will make it. I don't think these paintings mean anything, because I think this room is the same every day.
Oh. Is it like the missing letter thing again, or...?
I don't think so, because there's always a queen of diamonds and an ace of spades in here. But I don't think they're like a missing letter one. I don't know.
Yeah. I just feel like anything in a puzzle game, I'm always like, everything means something!
I am certain of that in this game. I am absolutely certain of that. I just stare at things for several minutes, just like, what does it mean? Why are these all wavy? That's new.
Cool.
We've got, like, wobbly eyesight for some reason.
Very ominous.
I'm not sure why a lavatory is one of the, like, the rare rooms, because there's nothing in it, unless you need the loot. But
very strange.
Very strange. Oh, actually, we can go further. This is what I was talking about earlier. So the utility closet is the power. So we can... turn the key card off, and then we can go back to that security room and we can keep going, actually, so that's good.
Success!
Heat waves from the furnace. Oh, maybe it is that, actually, because we did get a red room.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, while I'm walking back, Bianca, any fond memories or experiences in the ocean or with whales and dolphins?
Yeah, well, so I used to think I was cursed, in that I've always loved whales and dolphins. Every time I would go out to try and do whale watching or see any whales and dolphins, they would always be like, man, we see them every day, but all of a sudden today, we didn't get to see any. And it's always quite sad. But since I've got this job, and I wonder if it's like good karma or something, every time I've gone out on a whale watching thing, I've seen whales and dolphins, which has been very, very exciting.
Oh, it's amazing.
One of my favorite memories was in Iceland with Sally, on the Games for Wave team, of course. And we got to go meet Little Gray and Little White, which are the two belugas at the Iceland Whale Sanctuary. So that was such a treat. They're so intelligent. When they look at you, you feel like they're like looking at you and processing you, which is wonderful. And then another time when I was up in Scotland, we had been doing some of our shore watches. So WDC has these shore watch sites based in Scotland where, the public can come out, do a little scan of the ocean, see if there's any whales or dolphins, and it provides to a really great database of what kind of whales and dolphins are coming around in Scotland, but in a way that the public can also engage on it. So that's really fun. And we were in the office working, and all of a sudden, when someone just like busted through the room and was like, "There's an orca! We've spotted an orca!" And so we all just ran out, sped over, driving the speed limit, to the location where we could see this orca. And there was like quite a few of them. I think there was at least 3, and it was my first time seeing an orca. I was absolutely sobbing and trying to look in the binoculars with like tears in my eyes. So that was quite special as well. But those were some of my favorite ones.
That's amazing. I love that. I think a few people have said that. Sally in particular, I think it might have been yesterday or a couple of days ago, was talking about how she loves to take people up to the Scottish Dolphin Centre and like other places for whale watching and things like that. But the whales and dolphins only ever appear like the day after she's left. So she's always just like, yeah, we'll go and we'll see all of these incredible things, and then they're not there, but they're there immediately afterwards, and it's just it's pure luck sometimes, and some people
they're plotting.
Some people don't. They're thinking, oh, Sally's here, we better not show up, but we'll wait until she leaves. We'll do that. It's cruel. It's cruel. But that sounds incredible though, especially seeing like a pod of orcas for the first time. Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
That. I'm hoping.
Definitely a treat. Also, I'm sorry, I was distracted by this as well. It was like, what does this mean?
So I'm really hoping that this is the same as the last time I was in here, because I did already write this down. And it looks...
Oh, is it like
looks
make
like
the
is.
word in the number order?
It possibly is. I'm just thinking... Oh, this is the same. You know, I didn't think about that, if it was like a word in an order. So we've got... I've written it down last time.
Okay.
Oh no, someone in chat figured this out, actually. So when you put these elements in order, it says push 3. I think it said push 3 before 9, I think is what it said. And I think it relates to this machine. But we need to find the boiler room to turn this machine on. But if I remember rightly, when we figured out this table, it said push 3 before 9. So if we find the boiler room, we need to remember that. Hopefully we find that. We shall see. Question from Steve, but Steve, I should explain to you, Bianca, is CM3PO in chat. We just know him as Steve. He's in a field, so I'm relaying. With pollution of all kinds being such a problem for the oceans, how heavily involved is WDC in trying to pressure governments around the world into making legislative changes? And what has been your biggest success so far?
So, pollution, I can speak about it from like a fishing gear point of view, in terms of that sort of pollution of lost nets in the water and that kind of thing. The legislation around that in the UK isn't superb. So it is something we're actively working to get integrated into UK policy, because what happens a lot of the times is nets get lost or gear gets lost. There's no sort of recovery plans for them. And then we get that issue of ghost gear where the gear continues to fish because it's this net in the water or a pot in the water, and something gets trapped in it. Another thing comes along and we'll be like, oh, free snack, and try to eat it and then get stuck in the net. And then another thing comes along and says, oh, free snack, and then get stuck in it.
Yeah.
And it also contributes to the plastic pollution in the water as well. So other countries have done some really great work on this. Canada has done a great job with gear recovery, and they go out and will try to recover any lost nets or traps. However, it is quite a dangerous thing to do as well, because you don't know what's entangled in those nets. Sometimes they've actually pulled up nets where there's been a whale dead in that net. So you can really see the impact of that ghost gear where that net is continuing to fish, even though no one's actually going out and picking up that net and benefiting from any of the fish that it's catching. So we're working on that in the UK, and the way to kind of combat that is with better gear tagging, so that either little GPS trackers on your nets and on your gear so that you know exactly where it's gone if there was a bad storm that swept your gear out. But that seems to be the most likely route to help reduce that type of pollution, and also having better recycling facilities on the dock. So if there is any old gear, fishers can put their gear in a proper disposal space rather than potentially leaving it at sea instead.
Yeah. I think we talked a bit about it before, but like the biggest problem is that there's payments to make to sort of recycle a lot of stuff like that, which a lot of fishers, I mean, in some ways it's understandable because it's cutting into their profit, which, again, with wanting to make fishing sustainable but also safe, it does hurt fishers in that way, and they find it irritating, and obviously, like, they don't want to be paying all this money to recycle that gear, but it has to go somewhere, and unfortunately it ends up in the ocean a lot. So a lot of that legislative stuff is working on ways to reduce that and make it easier and more palatable, really, for that gear to be disposed of. I've realised that I thought maybe we could get lucky and go back and buy a key. The only thing that's for sale that I can afford in this shop is a salt shaker. And I don't know what that's going to do for me, but I'm going to take it.
You know what? You can make a circle around us, and that'll stop the ghost. Whoever
true.
that ghost cook is, we're
that
safe.
Is true.
We're safe now.
And that's our dead end, unfortunately, because we've run out of keys. But I feel like we did pretty well there. We made it almost up to the antechamber. Before we end the run, I'm going to go back to the dining room and get our ghost dinner. Because we might as well before we finish.
What are they cooking? And we can salt it now.
Yeah, that's what do they make? Oh, it's a pizza. That looks hilariously undercooked. It's a little bit worrying. But apparently...
Yeah. Looks a bit raw.
Yeah, it'll give us 20 steps and an additional 10 because we have a furnace. So at least we're going to go to sleep full. So that's something. But that is... oh, we got an extra 1 step because of the salt shaker as well. So if you season your food, it gives you more energy. It's something.
A little bit of salt goes so far.
Just that'll do. That'll do. I found a few safes, and I've not figured out what the code for them is. So that's something we should keep an eye out for on our second day as well. I'm also.
You think it's something to do with the photos and how many of the? I don't know how it would make sense or how we would know the actual order, but maybe it's there's 4 horse photos, so 4 is one of the numbers.
Maybe something
order
like that?
Is the concerning thing.
Or maybe it's how many. I was gonna say maybe how many paintings are on each wall, but it only goes up to 9, and there's too many for that.
I feel like it's gonna be you have to count one of the photos, and maybe it's like you said on each wall.
Maybe, yeah.
And then, but is there a photo on the floor? Like a reference photo, or on a table, or what's on the easel?
There's this one. There's a painting of our great uncle.
Okay.
I wonder if it's maybe
none of those
just...
look like our great uncle.
Men with umbrellas and canes. A lot of horses, and they seem to have like a... It seems to be measuring like how far their stride is. Like it's got arrows between their legs.
Right.
I
Oh, a
wonder if
large
that means
stride.
something.
Some of them are like mirrored as well.
Yeah. It's very...
What does that mean?
This is me
Need
playing this game
answers!
all the time. It's just, what does it mean? I'm wondering about this one as well, because we've realised that most of these paintings are like missing a letter or adding a letter, but these two don't. Because I would say
Stage
that's
stag, right?
yeah, like I mean it's... Oh no, yeah, you're right. You figured it out. You figured it out. For some reason, I was looking at that and I was just like, maybe it's an elk and a something else. But as soon as you said stag, I was like, oh yeah, stage. I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking it.
It's okay. It happens in puzzle games.
It does, especially this one where I'm like, everything means something. But that is
that photo on the wall there. Wait,
This
before you
photo?
go, that
Wait.
one, is that our indicator photo? So maybe the first
Oh,
number
maybe.
is 1, and then if we turn to the other wall, how many photos of that man going in that direction are there?
So he's
So there's
going
one
left.
there.
So there's one there. There's 0. Oh no, wait. There's one up there.
One up there, and then one on the right.
Oh yeah. There's
So
one
maybe
there.
the next number is 2.
So 2.
And then what about that wall?
Well, he's going the other direction. There's 0.
Maybe that
there.
wall is 0.
And then he's... Oh, there's 1 there. So 1, 2, 0,
0,
1.
1.
Let's try it. Let's try it.
Worth a shot.
Oop, oop, oop. No. Let's go the other direction.
Damn.
One,
I really thought we were getting somewhere there.
What was it? 1, 0, 2, 1 is what we did. So if we do...
1, 2, 0, 1 did we do? Oh, I don't remember
1.
anymore.
Hold on. That was 1. That was 2. That was 0. And that was 1. So if we do 1, 1, 0, 2...
Worth a shot?
We'll get there. Maybe. 0, 2... No. We'll just keep trying.
And,
Wait, Gabby says 1, 2... Oh, 1, 2...
1, 0, 2, 1.
Oh, 1. Nope.
Nothing.
then-
Oh.
I think we've tried so many. Nope. Not there. Oh,
Shame.
man.
A shame. Unless
Yeah.
we're supposed to count the ones walking the other way, but again, we could spend forever.
Yeah, we could be there a while. Hello, KP. Welcome in. An elk and a delk. Exactly. Got him. Easy. Classic delks. Everyone's watched a Shakespearean play on a delk. And not a stage or a stag. I feel like we went pretty far, though. We got to rank 8. Or floor 8, I suppose. We got some salt.
Good?
I'm really sad that we don't get to
Some
keep
salt.
the salt.
Oh, no.
I know. Or the
Well,
magnifying
what do we
glass, so
get
we're
to
going to have
keep?
to find that.
Oh.
So you can
Everything,
see
okay.
down over under there where it says permanent additions. So it says Westgate Path. So last week I opened a gate into the garden, which allows us to go around the house rather than through it. I wonder if we've got enough energy to get there now, actually. I think we do, yeah. We'll quickly see if there's anything outside, because there's other... Not rooms, but there's sort of a shed that we can go in that might have something useful. I forgot about that. We
Right.
should definitely explore outside every day.
Ooh, how fun.
Yeah. The card pictures... Oh! The entrance hall. One is an ace, the other is a face card. Well done, Steve.
Oh,
So that's another E there.
beautiful stuff. F, right? Ace face?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Yeah, F. Help. This is why you're here, Bianca. You're here to
There we
fix
go.
my brain farts. Thought Bianca was onto something there. I think we're getting there with that. With the paintings. They must mean something.
Has to. It has to. I just feel it in my bones.
Exactly.
Then
there's
I say
gotta be
that
something.
sometimes. I'm way off. So
Smart. We've got a bomb shelter, apparently. Shelter protects you from the negative effects of the next 3 red room. Oh, so red rooms give us negative effects as well. Oh, okay.
okay.
I guess a trading post isn't going to work for us because we don't have any money. I guess we don't really need a shelter. Let's go with a tool shed. Oh, a banjo. That's not a banjo, it's a leaf cutter. Is it? What are you? Is that a
I think
metal?
it's one of those
Is that a
metal
metal detector?
detectors, right?
Oh, it is.
It
It's
was
a banjo, it's a
at
leaf
first,
cutter. Well, that gives us a great
multi-purpose tool.
chance. Oh, okay. We need to remember tomorrow to come here first, because that would have actually been
Okay.
really useful. And a watering can.
Oh,
Enter a green room to gain a gem. Oh, okay.
nice.
Lovely. Okay, well, we've learnt stuff for tomorrow then. That's good. Can Bianca share any successes that WDC have had that she's particularly proud of? You must have several, I'm sure.
Ooh, one
Yeah.
of my favorites was a project we had done before that some of the Jingle Jam funds had contributed to, which was based in Scotland. And that was a really great collaborative project with the fishers up in Scotland who use creels, or they're called pots in the rest of the UK. And they trap lagostine, prawns, crabs, all those kinds of like really nice shellfish that we like to have. But what happens is the rope that connects these pots together, because they'll put out like 50 in a row. And so they connect them all together with a rope, and that rope is buoyant. So it makes this entanglement risk in the water. And it's particularly damaging for our minke whales and our humpback whales. Also, basking sharks get caught in those lines as well. And because when a fisher puts out their creels, they'll leave them there for like 2 weeks to catch stuff. So by the time you go back to it, if a whale has been entangled, they're most likely already dead by that point. So we had done a really simple switch for them. And what we did is replace that line that connects them to the pots together that was floating with a line that had a little bit of weight to it and would just sit very lightly on the seafloor. And so we trialed that for 12 months with a group of really great fishers. We had like 15 fishers participating. They did over 1,500 hauls, which was incredible. So we had a ton of data. So that means they put their gear out and reeled it back in. So we had 15,000 data points, which was wonderful. And we had presented that at an international conference, and we got really great recommendations for the Scottish government to continue rolling out this line and pursuing this avenue of work, because it can save, up to 80% of the whales that get caught in Scotland in these creel lines. And the potential impact for that to also be expanded to the rest of the UK would provide really, really huge benefits. And then I also got to present on it in Canada, which was really fun because they have similar issues with people putting out pots and connecting them with floating ground line. And they have the really endangered North Atlantic right whale in Canada and the US. So they wanted to know how our research could be transferred globally. So that was really exciting to see not just the impacts within the UK, but also these wide stretching impacts, into that realization that like, oh, right, like people are taking note of this research and are trying to find solutions. So that was a really, really incredible feeling. And that was probably my favorite success of the project.
That's amazing, that one. And like Gabby said, that is such a simple but effective solution, just weighing those lines down.
Yeah, exactly.
Long line trawlers are horrible. They are very horrible. And that's exactly the kind of issues that we're facing, but also working on. But yeah, like the boats that drag nets along as well. There's so many dangers out there.
Yeah, and the long lines too, they're really bad for seabirds as well, because they're kind of quite near the surface with all these hooks on them. So it'll get a ton of seabirds stuck too, which is very sad.
Yeah. That's amazing that you presented on it as well. That's really cool.
Yeah,
That must be
quite fun.
such a good feeling to be involved to that extent with it.
Yeah, definitely. It was quite rewarding
Yeah.
after, spending like 12 months working on it. To be able to share it with everyone and have people quite interested is great. Are we looking at crow?
looking at-
Is that a crowbar?
I was trying to figure this out while you were talking. There's a crowbar.
Okay.
And
Crowbar. Prayer hands. Rosary. Crowbar. That has to be a crowbar. It's just what are we trying to get at with this one?
Yeah, I mean, I can't see it as anything else. Crowbar. Or maybe it's just bar, or pray and slay.
Pray and
Definitely
slay.
not right. That's a really
It could be
strange one.
pray. Maybe it's pray and what's another word for a crowbar?
Oh, maybe it's pry. Like you could pry something open with a crowbar.
Ooh, pry and pray.
We've got an A.
That's the same. There's no missing letter, right?
I
No,
thought
yeah, you're right. Oh my gosh, I can't spell. I can't spell.
It's okay. Neither can
Hear
I.
me now.
But if you put two people who can't spell together, that combines into one person who can. So we're getting there.
Like your logic, yes.
Yeah, that's the logic I'm going with. We've got to take our wins.
Yep.
So while we were chatting about the trawlers, I picked up an upgrade that means that we can enter the rooms that usually require gems, now just take extra footsteps from us. So we don't need gems, but we will lose a bit more energy. Gonna need Bianca on every blueprint stream. We are. We're gonna need assistance. So we've got, stairs and stars. Oh, that's just giving us AI. I need AI to help us figure this out, I guess. Right, key.
We're smart enough, Matt.
We can do it. We don't need the robot's help. So we know from our note yesterday that this is false, because it's a red note. So doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked, which means that they're more likely to be unlocked. So the west wing is where we are now. I think anything left of the middle line on the map is the west wing, and then anything right of it is the east. So we're currently in the west wing. And where should we go? Oh, the den looks quite nice. No.
Yeah, because then we can keep going west, right?
Yeah. Pop that open, and it means we can go back to the entrance hall as well if we need to.
Fire!
Lovely fire!
Thrilled to have some fire.
Oh, that looks so comfy. You could just sit in front of that with a nice drink.
Made by a ghost.
Yeah.
Some salt.
It's fine. We also found a note in the hovel about I think he's the groundsman, getting fired because he's not looking after things properly. So
I mean, look at that candlestick was knocked over, so there you go.
Yeah, I mean, that's just sloppy. Come on now.
Exactly. We live in a mansion. You know, you gotta have your candlestick standing up.
You've gotta. I really love the art style of this. I was saying it reminds... Have you ever seen a game called The Wolf Among Us? Which is like a...
Oh, I haven't.
Story-based... It's one of those games where you, like, make choices and it gives you different endings. But it had a very similar art style to this. It's very, like, sort of comic booky in a way.
Right.
I do like that a lot. Yeah. So now we can go this way. I do wonder if the clocks mean something, but they're always, like, moving, so...
Yeah! I was gonna say, and there's a different number of clocks on each wall. What does it mean? What does it mean?
It's gotta mean something! We have another
is there another photo?
And a bridge. So we've got a G. What can people do at home to help with bycatch outside of donating to WDC? So I guess some recycling projects and things like that?
Yeah. If you're looking to make different choices with sort of what you purchase if you do eat fish, having a look at where that fish comes from or the gear type that was used to catch it is really beneficial. So going for things that are lower risk gear types. So maybe not buying things that if it's advertised on the product, which is kind of rare to have, but looking for things that are hand caught, pole and line caught, going to maybe your like local fishmonger to see, and you can ask them more questions about how that fish was caught as well. It's really nice sometimes when you're in coastal places because they are quite transparent about how that fish was caught. So you can feel better about the fish that you're buying because you know there's no bycatch associated with it, or you know exactly what method was used. So things like pull in line or one-to-one fishing where you're putting a hook in and pulling it out, pots can be quite good as well in terms of reduced bycatch, especially if you're using sinking line with them too. But yeah, sort of trying to avoid things that might have been caught with trawls as well is a great way to help do a little bit as much as you can from home, and feel like you're making some better choices, but again, all within your limits. And obviously things cost different prices, and we're in a cost of living crisis, so do what you can where you can. But that's a little tip if you are interested in better fish purchasing options.
Yeah, that's a really good question, actually, because obviously donating is hugely important and does massively help us out. Being able to make little changes like that in your life does help as well as that. So that's a very good question, Gab. Donate more to WDC. You can do that as well. That will not be frowned upon. That's very nice. We have gone back on ourselves, but it's okay.
Ooh,
because I'm going to open up the lab again. And we've got this machine again, so if we find the boiler room, which I really hope we do, actually, maybe we can do something with that. We'll figure that out. But we also, I didn't talk about it last time, because we were talking about other things. But in here we can experiment with a house feature, which basically combines two different effects to make things easier for yourself.
Okay.
So we choose a cause on the left and then an effect on the right. So we could say immediately set our steps to 40, so that'll give us more steps. Or we can say when you draft a hallway from another hallway, it'll add a chest to the entrance hall.
Okay.
We've got add 3 aquariums to today's draft pool. So the draft is like the room that we're picking when we open a door. I've never seen an aquarium before. So I'm kind of interested in that. So maybe if we go immediately add them, we've got a chance of finding one. Because I don't know what the aquarium does, but I'm intrigued. So we'll see if we can find one. Oh, immediately.
Yay!
Aquarium is every colour of room. Okay, and it's got 2 exits, so that's nice. We'll go have a look.
Good.
Oh, well, this is nice.
Yeesh.
We've got little cartoon fish going around. Are there online resources that are helpful to learn more about different fish suppliers and how they catch their fish?
There are great question, Gabby. We actually did an audit of the major supermarkets in the UK. So what we did was get all of the fishery supply information from Asda, Tesco, Waitrose, Sainsbury's, Aldi, and Co-op. And I did a in-depth research on them to figure out what the associated whale and dolphin bycatch was for each fishery. So we actually have reports on our website. So if you look up WDC supermarket audits, all of our reports are published online, so you can go through and see which ones were the highest risk fisheries and which ones were the lowest risk fisheries. So that's a really great way to have a look at how much bycatch is associated with the fish that you're looking to purchase. There's also the Cornish Fish Food Guide, the Good Fish Guide it's called, and that's a really great one where you can look up different fish, and that takes more of like a holistic view, not just bycatch. It looks at how the fish stock is doing, and it also does consider the method for fishing as well. So if you ever want to sense check a fish that you're looking to purchase, or see your most commonly eaten fish, if you like to get haddock every time you get fish and chips, you can have a little Google on that Good Fish Guide or on our supermarket audit page to see how eco-friendly it is, or if there is any bycatch or anything you should kind of be concerned about. So
that's very cool. I had no idea that we had that on the website, the supermarket audit. I'll have to have a look at that. Sounds interesting.
Oh, thanks for putting the links in too, Gabby. That's great.
Yes, thank you, Gab. I got distracted by this very happy-looking fish.
Oh, I love that he's just still.
He's just
He's
living his
moving.
life.
Not going anywhere.
He's got his
He's
little
there.
filing cabinets. Oh,
There's-
there's a cart and a car in his tank. So that's
I had
another...
no idea what the one on the left was, so I'm glad you got that as cart.
Oh yeah, I think we spotted that one in the last stream. It's like a little mine cart thing on a rail, I think.
Okay.
Got that. I love that that one has like his own little office in there. Maybe that's why he's happy.
Even
He's
as a
just enjoying
fish.
it.
I was gonna say he's being put to work, even as a fish. What a shame.
Look at the little googly eyes. I love that.
Oh.
And I also opened up this store. Oh, is this another one? Mountain? Oh, peas and a peak, I guess.
Oh, very good. Yes.
Well, so far we've got AIGTK, which doesn't... I guess we've got an F as well from the entrance hall, from the face and
Right.
ace cards. I'm not sure
I'm
what
really
we can spell
interested
with
how
FIG.
yeah. What the order is. Like, when are we going to figure that out? Is it once you make a path to the door to room 46, was it?
Maybe? Like so the antechamber at the top there is where we're going.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. I feel like it's important. It must be.
Has to be. Everything's important in this. I don't know.
Is there something for people outside of the UK? Just thinking we've got folks in the community from all over, like Kazkar in Canada.
Ooh, I'm not too sure for other countries, but those supermarket audits, because the supermarkets in the UK source from global fisheries, there are probably fish options that would be stocked in different countries. So if you do have a look at those supermarket audits, that's a great way to also see global fish stocks, because, you know, fishery or supermarkets like Tesco or Aldi, they will source from global fisheries. So some of that fish might also appear in your own supermarket as well.
Yeah. I would imagine it might be quite useful Googling, because I would imagine that there's probably a lot of like global, if not charities, at least businesses that do those kind of audits. So I'm sure you could find that information somewhere for sure. Also, we have an S.
Did you get the letter from that?
Sand and end.
Oh, I was like, waves? I didn't realize that was sand.
I had to look closely, to squint a bit. I try to avoid the chapel because it just takes money off us, which is rude.
That is so rude.
But I feel like we've got a decent amount of money, and I feel like we need to start opening up more directions. So
That's fair. Sensible choice.
We'll give them their money, I suppose, just so we
At
can
least
keep
it's
going.
well decorated, you know.
Yeah, it looks nice. Oh, there you go. We can open a shop, and then we can spend all our money, and then the chapel can't take it.
You buy more salt?
We can buy more salt. No worries, Gab. I hope your meeting goes well. Thank you for all the questions so far. We will figure out some more. Tries to be back for the end of the stream. Yes, I don't know how long we're going to go for. Probably another half an hour or so, I would imagine.
Hopefully.
And yeah, and thank you again, Bianca, for being here.
Of course, thank you for, again, pulling me out of my data analysis and report writing. I'd much rather be solving puzzles.
Oh, we all would be. So we've got our T from... I don't know what we're going to spell with SAFIGTKT. There's not really any word I can make from that, but... Are you writing the letters down in the location you found them in on the grid? Now, there's an idea that I should have come up with several minutes ago.
Would have, maybe that will connect everything together.
I'd be really impressed if it did, to be honest. Because I feel like with it being randomized every day, there must be something with those ones in the entrance hall, because they're the same every day. That's always face and ace.
Right?
So there's always...
We're always starting with an F?
Yeah, there's always an F. Maybe that's something. It must mean something. It has to.
It must.
It has to. We are gonna lose Bianca's webcam for a second while I just open up our questions, because I did have a couple more. the easiest one is, what do you enjoy the most about your role at WDC?
Well, I like how dynamic it is and how I get to do so many different pieces of things. So I'm never just like stuck doing one particular aspect of my work. I get to go out for meetings sometimes. I get to engage with the fisheries community. I get to engage with other NGOs. I just really like how varied it is because it keeps it quite fresh every day. So that's probably my favorite part of the job. And then also the just like the feeling of knowing that I am helping out and doing something tangible to help improve fisheries and our marine world as well is really wonderful. And yeah, it's nice to have a job where I have that level of satisfaction and feel like I'm contributing and being part of the solutions that are being implemented.
Yeah, I also completely agree with that. I love working, like the Sri Lanka update video, and we just did another video for Jingle Jam that just went up on the Jingle Jam socials today. I worked on both those videos and edited them, and it's so satisfying seeing it go up and seeing people watch them and enjoy them, and also, you know, crucially, it learn something from them as well and see where the fundraising is going. It's very gratifying to see that. So I can agree with that for sure.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
nice.
Yeah. The education aspect is so important too, right?
Yeah.
To show what we're doing and keep people involved and engaged on it. So
It's very
thank you
important.
everyone who participates in all of that.
We love it, and we love all the events as well. The events are so good, having all these streamers join in and teach everyone and get the word out there. It's fantastic. Just was curious. No clue if that helps. True, Steve. We'll get there. So one thing we've got here is, on a previous playthrough, I left my car keys in the coat check. And if you do that, you can come back and get them again.
Okay.
So you can,
Ooh.
because you lose every item when you leave the house at the end of the day, you start with nothing the next day.
Okay.
But you can put something in the coat check to save them. So I've got my car keys back. I just need to find the
We can have
car.
a car in the house?
There is a car somewhere, and hopefully we find it, because otherwise I've wasted these keys. But it's fine. Speaking of, we've got a cart and
Art and a
a
chart.
chart. I've got an H now. I mean,
Lovely stuff.
if we found a painting that was missing an R, we would have the word straight, if that means
I
anything.
feel like, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, a gem.
Are we just supposed to go straight up?
That's what we're trying to do, game.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a huge house. I don't think I'd be comfortable with a house that randomizes every day. I would find that
Not at all.
very
The
disturbing.
noises when you're sleeping as everything changes again. Ooh.
And what if you go
Creepy.
to sleep, you know, and then your room is on the other side of the house the next day? Does it take you
Imagine
with it?
trying to go find the bathroom in the middle of the night and you're desperate for the loo and just running into all these rooms that didn't exist before.
Yeah, I'm
Brutal.
not sure that...
Brutal stuff.
I think we just want to inherit this house and then immediately sell it, because
Yeah.
this sounds awful, to be honest with you. We've got another little boxes. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh,
Moon? Is that a moon that she's painting?
maybe? Or is it... Oh, planet and plane? Well, that's another,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
another T. What are we going to do with all these T's? I don't know what we're spelling here, but it has to mean something. They wouldn't be so obvious if they didn't. A cup of tea, exactly. Hello again, Sally. How are you? This is the blue box, correct? The blue box is true, also correct. Blue box is empty. Oh. Okay. What?
We can only open one box.
Yeah. So I suppose the black one must be lying, like the black box is the lie.
And we open the lie. Is that correct?
Well, it says the blue box is... Well, that one's true,
I
because it
can't
is the
remember
blue
what the
box.
thing was to
Well,
say one of the boxes is always lying, one of them isn't. Was it? I don't
I
remember.
think it was one of them is always... Oh, at least one which is lying, at least one which is telling the truth.
Okay.
So I think these two must both be telling the truth, because that is the blue box. And
Yeah.
that's saying the blue box is true, which it is. So it must be this
Yeah.
one that's lying. So it must be in the blue box, I guess.
Well,
I think. The blue box is not empty. Oh, beautiful. Lovely jewels.
Stunning.
Oops. No. I'm
well,
not
that's
done.
detective work.
We got that. Okay, cool. We got there in the end. Okay. Oh, it's a lot. It's giving me a lot of dead ends. I think we're going to have to go with a passageway. Oh, yeah, we are. Otherwise, we're stuck. Go that way.
What's our map looking like right now?
It's looking
okay.
pretty good.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah. So this... Yeah, well, this is the only way we can go. But we are... Where are we? We're on rank 6. And then the antechamber is on 9. What we really need is another dining room so the ghost can make us some food, because we're running out of energy. We need some ghost food.
We really do.
We gotta have it. Let's do a little billiard room puzzle. We're gonna have to do some maths now, which is not my strong suit.
Oh, great. How fun. I thought
we'll
I left my day job to join the stream to not do maths right now.
I took you away from the maths, and we've got to put the maths back in. But first, that coat and a coast?
Coast?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. We've got another S. Great collection of words we can make. We can do stat or sv. There's not... We've only got 2 vowels in all of the paintings we've found. So we're a bit struggling on words we can make, but...
Yeah.
It's got to be important. Okay, so... If I remember right... I think from the middle... I think blue is plus... And then there's yellow and pink... and another colour, and I think they all have different functions, like written here, if I remember from last time. So I think you start with the blue one, so that's 10. And then I think pink is multiply. So we
Is it like the dart, what it aligns with? That's the... If you're supposed to add or subtract, you know how the darts are on the right?
Yeah, so I think it from the middle of the dartboard, I think it's blue for addition, and then I think where a triple would usually be, that can be yellow, and that is subtract. And then I think the pink is multiply, and then the outer ring is divide. So I think it's 10 times 2, so we want 20. Okay. And now we need 15 minus 7, so that's 8, divided by 4, which is 2. Oh, we're getting there.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, so we want... Oh, hold on, chat. Gotta get my brain in gear. So we've got 20 minus 10, which is 10.
Okay.
Times 2, which is 20 again, and then divided by 4, so that would give us 5. Oh, genius.
Wow.
Huge brain.
2 keys.
That took me so long to figure out the first time. The first time I was just like, I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm looking at. And then we have one more question from our task, which is... What species are most vulnerable to bycatch? Because we've talked a little bit about dolphins and sharks and rays, turtles as well. Would you say it depends on what part of the planet you're on, or is this sort of a widespread problem for all species around the globe more?
Yeah, I think there are a ton of species really impacted by bycatch. And when we speak about bycatch, we come at it from the angle again, specifically of marine mammals, whales and dolphins. But seabirds are really impacted. Sea turtles can be impacted. Sharks and rays quite heavily get impacted. If anyone watched the new ocean documentary film, I haven't seen it yet, but I have seen clips of the bottom trawl footage. But if you do watch that, you'll see just how many rays and sharks are being pulled up from those fishing hauls. So, some really bad impacts. Within the UK specifically, if we're looking at whales and dolphins, it's our porpoises that get caught quite a lot and our common dolphins as well. So, the estimate for porpoises is around 1,500 every year in UK fisheries. So, yeah, quite sad. Our estimates for our larger whales, like our minke whales and humpback whales, we only have estimates for Scotland, but it's around 30 humpback whales and I think around 20 minke whales every year. So, yeah, quite impactful if you think about that's just Scotland and the amount of other areas that have pots in the water and don't have these bycatch solutions on them, and how much of this also happens out of sight and out of mind because we don't have good monitoring in place for our fisheries. So our impacts can be quite an underestimate or of what's actually happening in the water as well. But loads of species are impacted by bycatch. And again, it can just be like a typical fish species as well, because bycatch is considered anything that's not something you're trying to target. So if you're fishing for cod, but you end up catching haddock or plaice or any other kind of fish, that is all considered bycatch. So there can be a lot of waste within fisheries in general, but we're really looking at those key endangered, threatened, and protected species like our whales and dolphins.
Yeah, so it does impact a lot. And you said 1,500 of one particular species every year, which is a huge amount. So it
Yeah, and
really
again,
does show.
just in the UK, which
Well,
is
yeah, I
nuts.
mean, it's even worse that it shows what an impact it has on all of these animals that are not meant to be in those nets, of course. But I
Yeah.
mean, that's huge numbers, massive, massive numbers. Would have whipped the calculator out, and I'm not ashamed. Me either, Sally. You can use the calculator in this if you want. You absolutely can. But yeah, I mean, it's really interesting to see those numbers. As you know, depressing as it is to see such large numbers, it is really interesting to learn and see what kind of range that issue has. And I guess especially for things like turtles and rays, I would imagine with the way that they swim, it is probably very easy for them to get caught up in these nets, especially the ones that are like right along the bottom of the water. Though it really does
Yeah,
highlight what an issue it is for so many different species. No worries, Sally.
exactly.
Thank you for hanging out. We'll see you later.
Thanks, Sally. I was wondering, these
Yes.
remember the graphics? So we had that other, and someone I remember in the chat had said, pay attention to when the graphics are different, right? Or the different kinds of cartoons, but I don't know
Oh,
what it means.
I don't know what
So,
it means either,
alas.
but we'll get there. Oh, crow, crown. We've got an N. This is going to be the weirdest word
Woohoo!
ever.
Another letter that we don't know what it means.
It's got to mean something. We're going to have to bring you back for
Guys,
another stream, Bianca, just to like try and figure this out. We need the closure.
if you play this again, you better let me know because
Yeah.
I need the closure as well. I'm gonna be dreaming about this.
For anyone who does really enjoy like puzzle games and games like this, I 100% recommend Blueprints. I'm glad that it's doing really, really well and a lot of people are playing it. We have a book though about the Red Prince. We found out in an earlier stream that Marion Marigold is our character's mother, and she was
Oh,
arrested and implicated in some sort of huge scandal, which was a whole thing.
scandalous mother. I love that.
I love it. There's a lot of just like weird little. I think it was a room called Archives, and it had loads of like newspapers and everything that scattered around that you could read. but there was a lot of information
Very
in
nice.
there about your character's family. There was a
Wow.
red
Were you
prince.
scribbling down like crazy?
Oh, I am. Again, ramblings of a madman. Like, if anyone came in here and looked at these notes, they'd just be thinking, what is Matt on about today? It's just numbers and letters and weird references. Like we were trying to figure out. I've got it written down. Bird in swimming costume, because that was the picture we found at the start of the stream. That was just a
Right.
bird in swim pants. So it's got to mean something, surely.
Does the color mean something? Because the bird was blue, or the swimming
bird was
costume was
blue.
blue,
Yeah.
and now this is red. I wonder.
A red prince on a red throne, a red crown made of rubies, and a red castle made of stone. Had a love for all things red. It's the only true colour, the prince often said. I love that he's got a little lobster there on the right.
Knows I'm here.
He knows. Could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. Never looked up for fear of the view. He'd heard that the sky was not a red hue. Always had a book to turn his eyes down if he was ever outside when the clouds weren't around. You know which book the prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad? A story he'd read in the bath and the bed, and maybe you can guess with the clues we have said. Story of a boy who also wore red. He looked like our prince from his toes to his head. I already assume this book is quite near you, in fact, in the same room. A story about you, about a red prince and his book, the red book we just read. But what does it mean?
Are we the Red Prince?
We're meant to be the blue prince. Oh no.
Oh my gosh. It seems like there was like a doppelganger in there. It was like, oh, there's another, someone's dressed like you in red too.
That would be
Ooh.
horrifying. And would
Evil
have...
twin?
Oh, maybe. Oh, that would be cool. I've just noticed some of the rooms in here are rooms that I've not seen before. Like we have some sort of museum or gallery or something there.
Oh yeah.
A piano, a swimming pool, I guess jewelry, and a vault of some sort.
Hey.
We're very close. We've got 9 steps left. And a key card so I can open this. I guess we're going to have to go with the observatory. Oh, we're so low on steps.
Oh!
We're so low on them. Oh,
Lovely
wait.
room though.
Paintings. Box?
Box.
Or a crate? Box?
Huh?
Oh, and a planet again.
Huh. Planet?
How does that connect with this?
Planet in a box. Great. Maybe it's
Yeah.
not a planet.
Maybe not. Crate. Do you think maybe create? Like they're painting it? Perhaps?
They create. Could be.
Could be. Write it down.
Get it down!
We've got an E.
I
Okay,
don't know what
it's
else to
something.
call
I
that
think we
box.
can also spin this.
Oh, I love that.
That is very fun, but I don't know if it achieves anything.
The little interactive elements always make games so much better.
I love that in games where you come across a room like this and you can just start fiddling with everything. I think we can spin this one as well.
Ooh.
I'm waiting to turn around and see like the whole room spinning or something. So we are in the observatory, and I think we get bonuses depending on what stars we can see.
Oh,
Should be on
okay.
Here, so we get a gold if we get a North Star. The twins will add trunks to the entrance hall that we can unlock. That'll give us
Nice.
extra steps, an extra gem. Rooms with 4 doors, more common. Okay. Well, I think we are nearing the end of the stream, so we'll see how far we can get with our 5 steps. We're very close to the end, though. Oh, well that's useful.
Slice!
We got a slice of
Whoa.
pizza, and it gave us 3 steps. Okay. We are 1
Perfect.
room away from the antechamber. Will it be nice
Oh
to
my
us?
gosh.
No, it won't! The door's locked!
No!
No! We don't have a key!
Okay. Oh.
Okay, we still have a chance. We've got enough steps to go back to the courtyard. I'm really glad, by the way, that about halfway through the stream, I remembered that there's a sprint button. So we can
very
go
nice.
a little bit quicker. Oh, the pool.
That sounds fun.
Oh, but that won't get us... Oh no, I don't think we can get out of this. I think all 3 of these rooms are going to give us a dead end.
Sad.
That's so unfortunate. Sad!
You're doing so well.
We were doing so well. You know what? We're going to celebrate and end the day and the stream in the pool. It's something.
A good swim.
We'll have a good
Oh, you
swim.
can't even swim.
No, not allowed.
Ooh,
we
a
do have
fan?
A fan. Oh, and a flan. That's quite a good one.
Aw.
Oh, that just opens back into the passageway that we've already been to. Oh. Well, we got an L. If the previous photo was planet, could the other one be plane? Yeah, because there was the person drawing the planet and then the plane, and it was the same one as we saw in the observatory.
Okay.
So maybe that one was wrong?
Yeah.
Or I don't know what else it could be, though.
Is that a key on the side, but on to your left?
Oh, you're... Oh! Hold on a minute.
Oh, you unlock the door? In the observatory?
Oh, we've only got 2 steps left. No!
No!
We're not going to get... Oh, if only we'd opened that door sooner. Is that
Oh, what a shame.
just sleepy time. You've used all your steps and must now call it a day. I love, by the way, that our character is just living on a campsite, like outside the house, because there's the note in the entrance hall says that we're not allowed to sleep in there. I'm like, oh, okay. So our own great
Dedicated
uncle,
for that fortune.
yeah, our great uncle in his will said, oh, you're not allowed to sleep in the house until you solve my puzzle. Thanks a lot.
Ruthless.
I know,
Ruthless
so
uncle.
ruthless. Hello, Mark. Welcome in. But yeah, I think that is a good stopping point for us today. That was a lot of fun, though. I think you would love Blueprints if you picked it up yourself, Bianca.
Yeah, I might do.
I know
I
you
need
love a
to
game.
solve all these mysteries now because there's so many cliffhangers, and
Well,
I need answers.
We need to know. Well, before we finish up, that gives us an opportunity to ask you what you've been playing at the moment.
Ooh, I am currently playing Hogwarts Legacy.
Very
And
fun.
then also, I just hate ending games, so I am still playing Tears of the Kingdom as well. Because I can't part with my Zelda game, so I will do every single side quest and take forever to do everything because I don't want to emotionally part with it. But
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying both of those. Those are great. What about you, Matt?
I am finally going back to Dragon Age Veilguard, which I got
Ooh.
about maybe 20 hours into before Christmas, and then life happened and loads of other games came out. I unfortunately dropped it by the wayside, but I'm back now. I'm back and really enjoying it. It's a great game. I'm having a lot of fun just chugging through and doing a lot of side missions and things, and I'm looking forward to getting through that. And also very excited to start playing Claire Obscure, which came out
Ooh, yeah.
a few weeks ago, which I've heard incredible things about. I know people absolutely love that game, especially all the music and the story of it. So I think that's next on my list.
Amazing.
Eventually.
Sounds great.
Eventually.
Once we figure out what these letters mean.
I know I've got to
can't
get through
leave those
Blueprints
letters
first. I've got to get through it. But yes, that is where we are going to finish up. So I'm just going to get us back to the menu, and then we'll see if any of our creators are live today that we can raid. Can pass you over to them. Thank you, Kazkar, for hanging out. Appreciate it. And thank you, everyone, for the questions. I feel like we've learned a lot
thanks,
today.
everyone.
I definitely have. And thank
Great
you
to play.
again, Bianca, for being here. Just pop us over
No
here.
problem.
That was excellent fun. I'm going to have a quick look
It
and
was.
see who we've got live today. See if we can find someone to raid. And hello, Mark, as well. Sorry you're popping in at the end of the stream, but how are you? Hope you're well. I'm going to move this window over here so we don't minimize any webcams this time. Let's have a look. What's next on your list then? If you're finally going to get through Zelda, what's next?
Oh, well, I'm a sucker for kind of like replaying games, and because The Last of Us is out right now,
Oh yeah.
I'm going to play The Last of Us Part 2 again. So that's what I'm doing. Those are my game plans.
Yeah, I think those are very good plans. I am also gonna play The Last of Us again. I think I really want to play both of them again. I
Yeah.
realized the other day that I've never actually played the remastered version of the first game.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
I only ever played it when it came out on the PS3, which was years ago. So I'm very
Right.
excited to play that again on the PS5 because I bet it looks lovely. I'm
Yeah.
very excited for
Yeah,
that.
I'm sure it will.
I'm very good, thank you, Mark. Appreciate you asking. It's good to see you. I think we're going to head over to Elo or Wendy, who's playing some World of Warcraft today. Looks like a very relaxing time. But yes, thank you again, Bianca, for being here. It's been fantastic. I've really enjoyed our chat and playing some blueprints. So,
Thanks so much. Yeah. I'll be back for more whenever you would like me.
yes,
So,
hopefully we can get you back on and have some more games together. That was a lot of fun. But I will send you
yeah.
over, chat, to Elo or Wendy, and hopefully you have a lovely time. I'm sure you will. Thank you very much for watching. This video will go up on YouTube on Friday. So if you missed any of today's stream and you want to catch up and see all of the things we talked about, which was a lot about Bianca's fantastic work she's doing, make sure you go and check that out. Also, tomorrow we're going to have the Spilled stream with Sally and Emma go up on YouTube. So if you missed that last week, you can go and watch that and learn a bit about what Emma does as well. But yes, that's it from us. Thank you very much for watching. I will send you over to Eloa. Have a good evening. Thank you again, Bianca. And we
Problem.
will...
Thanks everyone for joining.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. Thank you very much. I'm going to find the right button.
Bye.